So what do you think is the biggest difference from your spending habits from then and now?
Sa ngayon, wala naman nagbago sa akin as of now. Yun pa din ako.
Gimikera
yes,
pa rin.
gimikera pa rin. Walang pagbabago, as in, yun pa rin.
Hey everyone! Last time we saw each other, we took a trip down memory lane to revisit the past spending habits of our guests. This time around, we're gonna find out if their money management skills got better and stronger than before. We're back in the Elements Residences showroom. Join us as we dive into the present time and discover the tips and tricks that come into spending and saving money at this day and age. I'm Hannah, and this is Money Matters. I'm here with Bang and Hernie. Hello, welcome back.
Ay, welcome back din para sa'yo.
So nice to see you again. Welcome back to the present. Can you guys describe how your current lives are right now in comparison to your post-college selves to see how far we've come?
Kami ng wife ko, we live in Rizal. Kasama yung anak ko and yung brother-in-law. I have a stable job and medyo mataas yung sahod. And yun yung nagtutulak sa akin na to do hard work.
Sa akin, sa sarili kami so very happy na. Because we have partners, my mom and two beloved dogs na very supportive sa akin. Na sila yung nangyayari sa amin sa lahat ng bagay. Napaka very supportive and tandem namin sa lahat.
It's like a tight-knit
Yes.
family right now.
Right.
So it's changed from you to them and
Yes.
us now. How about you, Miss Bang?
May college graduate na ako.
Wow.
It's a nice feeling. My daughter just recently finished her Bachelor of Science in Tourism. We live in a simple home with our parents.
So our focus is really like the family life right now, right? So I just want to ask, how do you spend your money now?
For past 7 months, most of my expenses is more on focus on my family needs. So just like paying monthly bills, groceries, medicine, and checkups. So pagkasahod, doon na nakalat yung
Basic
lahat
necessities
ng
muna.
Yes, for past 7 months.
How about you?
Me and my wife have only one son. Normally, ang binibigay naming toys are essential toys for the kids. Hindi kasi kami basta-basta nagbibigay ng toys.
Parang prize
Sayang
nila
kasi,
yun.
oo.
Oo. They outgrow
We
it.
make it sure na yung toys na binibigay namin makakatulong sa motor skill and mental development ng milestone ng bata.
Parang investment na rin sa bata yun, di ba?
Yes. And kahit only child siya, so we don't spoil him. So as early as now, kinakausap namin siya na hindi lahat ng gusto niya makukuha niya.
You're
Pero, yes. Pero lahat ng pangangailangan niya, of course, kailangan namin ibigay.
We live a very simple life, my wife and I. So the expenses usually revolve around groceries,
Basic necessities.
there's food, utilities, car maintenance, and well, sometimes we try to make a budget for travel around the country or even abroad if it is allowed.
Trying to keep it as balanced as possible and fun for you, right? So what do you think is the biggest difference from your spending habits from then and now?
Dati kasi is, single. So, as of now kasi is, meron tayong family. So, nakapokus yung financial talaga namin dun sa anak ko. Kasi yung anak ko kasi is may asthma. So, dun namin binubuhos lahat.
Sa ngayon, wala naman nagbago sa akin as of now. Yun pa din ako.
Gimikera
yes,
pa rin.
gimikera pa rin. Walang pagbabago, as in, yun pa rin.
But with cute dogs now.
Yes, pero yung kinuha namin, since na pandemic ngayon, yun yung sinasama namin, yung kasama namin, yung aso namin, yung dalawa. Kino-consider ko yung vet bills nila, yung toys nila. Tapos syempre, save pa rin kami as a business namin ng partners ko.
Malaki syempre. So, dapat ngayon mas malaki na yung panggastos mo eh. Diba? Single life is different from married life. Kasi may mga dapat tayong unahin eh. Like yung monthly bills na dapat mo nang isettle natin. Savings muna, bago luho.
Naka-budget na siya muna, yung
Yes,
basic
yes,
first.
yes.
It's really a common theme that we're spending more on others now and also thinking about the future and investing that money, right? So a lot of changes has happened. We're currently in a pandemic that we have to stay at home. So do you follow certain rules or certain principles to manage your money better?
For me, my number one management rule is creating a budget. So, ako, misis ko, we talk about the things that we have to pay and we work around those budgets so we don't have to overspend on anything.
So you have like a list of things that you have to spend on each month.
Yeah,
and
something
then
like that.
percentages of where to allocate that money.
Yes.
For me, it's spend less than you earn. If you can track your finances and if you were able to know where to put your money the most, you can control your money. Then, to ensure that, never ever spend more than you make. So, para hindi magkabuhol-buhol yung finances mo at the end.
No debt dapat.
Yes.
In our house and my personal spendings, I set a limit. I set a limit for mga unbudgeted spendings.
Mga miscellaneous
Yes,
things.
hindi natin may iwasan yan, di ba? Unbudgeted. Hindi yan kasama sa mga
Kain sa
overhead
labas.
expenses natin, like that. So as much as possible, I just set a total of 1,000 pesos.
Wow.
1,000 pesos only.
Per month? Per week?
Per month.
Wow!
Per month yan. Talagang ganun ko kinokontrol yung sarili ko for the out of the blue spendings.
You put a cap to it.
Yes. Ayun, hanggang 1,000 lang ako. So, ang nangyayari, yung mga ganyang simple na pagsaset natin ng savings sa atin, malaking bagay,
It adds up.
na naitutulong sa atin.
One of the key goals in money management for us is to be able to save, right? We always talk about spending, but we really save more than we spend.
Yes.
And so back to your college selves, most of you guys mentioned how hard it was for you to save earlier and also you wish you saved earlier, di ba? So were you able to resolve it and how do you save now?
Aside from putting money on my savings account, may mga simple saving practices akong ginagawa like the 50 peso challenge. Are you familiar with that?
Can you tell me about it?
Yeah. Wherein, yung mga 50 peso bill na sukle for my everyday use, I automatically keep it in my alkansya. So, yung mga bagay, mga ganyang bagay na money saving
Mga change.
challenges, mga money saving challenges are a good way of tricking ourselves to
Not really
save
feel
cash.
like you're saving,
Yeah,
di ba?
yeah.
Parang habit lang siya.
Yes, yes, yes. Hindi natin mamalayan, meron na tayong nasi-save na cash.
And it accumulates through time and you
Yeah.
don't even realize it.
Yes.
That's kind of like a great surprise, diba? So one of the key goals of money management is for us to be able to save. Now, we've been talking about it for the past 2 weeks now. So back to your college selves, most of you guys mentioned how hard it was for you to save and how you wished you'd saved earlier, right? So were you able to resolve it now and how do you save now?
May way of savings. Kailangan ko talaga yung emergency fund. Lagi namin nakukunan na nasasanay na kami na palaging every payday namin na with my partners, yung 30% kailangan namin transfer for the emergency fund. And then another 10% for my business. And then lahat ng credit cards namin and debit card, kailangan naka-off limits muna kami sa lahat ng ganun. Yun yung pinaka...
At saka pay agad.
Oo, yes, right.
Bawal mag-debt. So save and then spend
And
for what you can.
yes.
And invest.
Yes.
I love that. So armed now with better management skills and your personal savings, can you confidently say that the money is enough right now? Or are you content with how much you're earning right now?
For me, hindi pa kasi yung anak ko ngayon is elementary pa lang eh. So I need to, marami pa akong dapat pag-ipunan at paglaanan just like educational fund ng anak ko. So focus muna sa trabaho and savings. Yun yung pinaka-objective ko.
Of course, no. I still don't own a Ferrari.
Oh,
Siguro pag...
yun yung goal.
Yes. Siguro pag nakapag-drive na ako ng Ferrari, I can say na financially stable na ako. Yes. Kasi tayo naman, as we get older, so parating may bago tayong gusto sa buhay eh. Kahit na-achieve na natin yung mga gusto natin before.
Dahil hindi naman tayo mayaman, gugo talaga ako for hard work, lalo sa trabaho. Then minsan pagka may extra job or may extra na racket, talagang kinukuha ko po siya. So kailangan kasi namin is magkaroon ng savings talaga. Then,
I think with everything that's happening in the world and in the economy, I think we realize that we cannot just settle for sakto lang. So
Tama lang.
especially with money. So you always have to think about future needs, but at the same time, you also have to take risks on how to grow your money.
Risks.
Risk.
So we're talking about investments here.
Yes.
Saving, investing, and we're going to learn more about that next week. Smart spending and proper saving goes hand in hand to make good financial management. Learning the ins and outs of these two skills will surely help us navigate through our present lives. And as we live in an uncertain world today, I think that it's high time that we also start talking about the future. Join us next week to learn more about preparing financially for what lies ahead in the next episode of Money Matters. Subscribe to the Elements Residences channel for more contents like this. Also, check out and follow Elements Residences on Facebook and Instagram for updates and queries.
Lahat naman tayo titigil talaga magtrabaho, mag-work.
Well, we're gonna get older, retire.
So, yes. It doesn't mean na titigil din yung gastos natin.
Hindi nag-retire yung gastos.
Yeah, so kailangan tuloy-tuloy din yung income natin.
Oo.
Kaya ang naisip namin, ang best investment for us is condominium. Kasi ito pinaka-easy na madaling i-maintain, madaling i-monitor.
Yes.
Hindi mo kailangan everyday na puntahan yung negosyo mo. Hindi mo kailangan everyday audit.
You don't have to work.
Yes,
Sa
exactly.
bahay lang,
Kahit
ano?
natutulog
You
ka.
wake up and you're earning.